Hello, Cancer. Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead. How you doing, Cancer? Thank you so much for clicking here. Look, I've got these oracles, so we're going to look at these for the overall feels for what's coming up in the week ahead, Cancer. That's how I read. I'm always reading for the week ahead, so whether you get this today, tomorrow, or next year, it's going to always be for the week ahead. Cancer, we're going to look at these, as I said, these oracles and find out what the overall energy is, and then we're going to hit it up with some tarot. We're going to find out what's going on. Cancer, if you've never been here before, welcome. Thanks so much for clicking here, and if you've been here before and you're the ride or die, I appreciate you. Thanks for coming back. And at the end of this video, I am going to tell you about how to find the extended if you're interested in that. I'm also going to tell you about the private read sales that are on. Let's find out what's going on for you. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Cancer, please. Tell me about Cancer. We've got discovery. Oh, I like it. Something is coming up that you are about to discover. It feels like it is something of worth, or maybe you've been like this person here has been panning for gold, looking for something that is not fool's gold or gold plated. They're looking for solid gold, right? So I feel like you're about to discover something. About what? Tell me more about Cancer. There's a discovery here. Tell me about Cancer. Tell me about Cancer, please. We have healing chaos. Oh, I kind of love that. Cancer, I think that, I was going to say the Wheel of Fortune, but I think that Jupiter is still in your sign. Ooh, Jupiter rules the Wheel of Fortune, right? It's connected. And so I feel like you are discovering that you know how to heal your own chaos, or that you have been healing something within you that's been quite turbulent here. We have a bunch of butterflies around a tornado. So I'm going to say that whatever turbulence you've been enduring, whether that is literally or metaphorically, maybe it's bumps in your life, or maybe you've been in a plane, I don't know, but the butterflies being around the tornado tells me that the purpose for all of the chaos was to bring transformation. It was to get you up and out of some sort of situation, or to shake you awake here. Butterflies are transformation, which is also the death and the rebirth process. So I feel like what you're discovering, because this is what happens, right? We get to a place in our life, and then when we're able to look back there with a discerning eye instead of anger or resentment or whatever we've built as a block, we start to look back there and realize that the things that we went through were actually bringing us to somewhere. It was purposeful. It wasn't just random chaos that went on. It was healing, right? It was supposed to be for the purpose of healing. We have empathy. And I kind of love that, because as I'm at this place in my life right now, and, you know, I'm at level 57 of the game here, I start looking back and I'm like, oh, that's why that went down. That's why that person was taken out of my life, or that's why that relationship broke up. And I begin to have empathy for exes and for ex-husbands and, you know, for situations. It says here, I'm open to seeing both sides of a situation. And so I've gotten to this point in my life where I start to have empathy for things that went on back there. And listen, maybe you're not at that place yet, and it's okay if you're not. It's a process of healing is what it is. But I feel like you're healing some sort of chaos, which is bringing you to this place of empathy, so you can look back at the discovery and say, oh, when I was looking at it, I didn't understand what I was looking at the time, because I was all caught up in the chaos. We have the loving man. You could be the loving man, or this could be someone who is entering your life, possibly someone who you know already. But the loving man, understand, because it's talking about a man, which is a man's body, but we don't know what the energies are in there, because I don't read body parts. I'm not a person who reads body parts. I read energy. And so this person could have feminine leaning energy or masculine leaning energy. So, you know, the body that you came in isn't all that important. But we have deserving here. So somebody here is deserving of like the perfect partner, someone who is emotional but is bright and shiny and grounded. I feel like that there is somebody that your family might introduce you to, possibly. We have flexibility at the bottom of the deck. The bottom of the deck for me, by the way, is future energy. This is the energy of the week ahead, but we are going to put down a couple of cards for the week after that. This is going to be the week of that the 21st, the September 21st, the partial, the new moon and partial solar eclipse. Flexibility, it says here. So I feel like it's almost like the mind is more flexible. Once things start to go better for you, and the loving man doesn't have to be a person, understand. It just is very grounded, energetic, right? We got the sun shining down on this person. They're standing there with roses, love. It could be just energy we're talking about, understand. It doesn't have to be a person for everybody. But I feel like you're going to be more flexible or more open to being grounded, to looking at the sun or realizing things, being more emotional. It feels like you're open to love now. I feel like the flexibility is all of that because now you have the empathy when you look back and the courage to actually see what was going on at the time, because we've got this violet energy, and that is the third eye opening. So I feel like you're actually now seeing things for what they were and realize that all the steps that you were taking through the healing chaos, the chaos was actually healing you, but you had to be courageous to do it. And I think you were. It says, I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. And this is the part where you were facing fear. Let's look at tarot here. Tell me about Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Cancer. Tell me about Cancer, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me more about Cancer. What is this discovery? Oh, I really love that. Look, this is the Tarot of the Night, Tarot de Nuit, and this is the Angel of the Night. And when the Angel of the Night comes up, it's specific to this deck, but when the Angel of the Night comes up, it's because you have finally exited your dark night of the soul. The angel was always here to protect you, here to carry you, here to watch over you. And so the Angel of the Night is the one that's sort of meets you at the edge of the dark night of the soul and says, good job, you did it. And I really love that, because I feel like somebody here has gone through a really, really tough time, and now your discovery is that everything has its purpose. And as you look back, I feel like you realize that the dark night of the soul had to happen. I feel you realize that transformation couldn't have been possible without the chaos. So you could heal from the chaos. The Four of Swords, as I say, so you can heal. The Four of Swords comes out. And that is the healing. And look, she's laying by a clock. It takes time. And I know that we all want it right now, but everything has its time. And so I feel like the healing had to come in divine timing. And so the chaos I'm talking about could have happened years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, maybe yesterday. But I feel like you're just now starting to look back and realizing that without the chaos, you wouldn't have transformed. But I feel like now that you're healed from it, you can look back and make a discovery. Oh, that's why I was in the dark night of the soul. So this empathy is really beautiful and timely, because it's like I'm open to seeing both sides of a situation. Now it's not just, you're not just mad and angry and pissed off at the person who did you wrong or did you dirty. You now see both sides. And so if it's not you that I'm talking about, then this isn't your reading, because this is someone who's having a very big realization. The sun is over the head here. A very big realization that I need to have empathy for that person back there, because they can't evolve. They're too scared to evolve. And so you were the one that was brave enough to go through the chaos, which healed you. Tell me about empathy. We have the Knight of Cups in the reverse. And so, I don't know if I can explain it any clearer. Like, the cards come out and they're just so clear. Like, the Knight of Cups in the reverse for me is unrequited love. It's closing up of the heart space. So it feels like you now have empathy for those who are giving you unrequited love. So those people who broke away from you. Maybe you were dating someone and all of a sudden they just ghosted you. Like, it feels like you now have a little bit of empathy for the unrequited love, because you know that somebody who's in this Knight of Cups in the reverse energy is someone who's a bit of a coward. Someone who can't come forward and say, look, this isn't working out for me. It's time for us to break up, and I'm really sorry it worked out that way. That's not what this person does. They ghost you. they ghost you, or there's unrequited love and they don't tell you. It just slowly rolls off into the ditch. Do you know what I mean? They just leave it hanging. I feel like you were hurt, but you've healed. And I think now you have empathy for the people who were in your past that didn't. Now you realize how courageous you are, that you are courageous. You were the only one of the two of you that was courageous enough to grow. And the other people you had to leave back there, friend, because they were not as courageous as you, Cancer. And if there's one thing I know about Cancer is very courageous. Okay, so this spot here I'm leaving open because we are looking at what is going on for the rest of the month, or this is next week. This is going to be the week after that, as I said. We've got the Fool. So you are headed towards some sort of a new chapter here. And that's why you're asked to see things clearly, be flexible, be grounded, be in your emotions, because something here is coming up that is brand new for you. And we have the Lovers. So for some of you, this could be somebody that is your divine counterpart, but it also could be a choice that you're making. It doesn't always have to be about love, but it could be for some of you. Bottom of the deck, we have the King of Cups. There's your energy, right? Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer energy. I feel like you've grown up. Look, this chaos that you went through was for a purpose of growing you into the King of Cups. So you could be emotionally available. So you could be emotionally aware and emotionally articulate. I feel like you are in a place now where you have grown into this King of Cups energy. And it was all because of this discovery of the dark night of the soul. And people don't know that they're going through the dark night of the soul until they're finally out of the chaos. And then they look back there and say, wow, that must have been what they call dark night of the soul. Tell me what is going on here. We've got the Hermit energy. So I feel like you weren't telling anybody about it. When you were going through this dark night, I feel like you didn't tell anyone about it. You probably just hermited. Hermit energy is a place where we go for self-preservation. And so I feel like you felt that you needed to protect yourself, needed to go over the self. We do have the Seven of Pentacles. I feel like you were hurt by somebody here. Somebody who possibly is someone who kept you waiting. We have the Emperor. The Three of Wands is here. I think you're wondering if you're going to see this person in the future. Look, I feel like someone here saw you as an emperor, but I don't think, like whether you're feminine or masculine, but I don't think that you saw it in yourself. I think that someone saw your potential, but I think that at the time when they saw your potential, that you were going through the dark night of the soul, Cancer. So it feels like there had to be a waiting period, or I couldn't move forward. I felt kind of stuck. I was waiting for something to change while you were in Hermit energy in this dark night of the soul. And I think while someone else saw you as the Emperor, feminine or masculine, because the Emperor is masculine leaning, understand. This is primarily a masculine energy, but also as feminine energy. And we all do, people, plants, and animals, right? So I feel like you were keeping in control of yourself. Somebody saw that in you, but I feel like it just wasn't a discovery that you could make until now, that you realize that you always have been the Emperor. You've always had the power, the stability, and the strength and the leadership to be able to do whatever you wanted to do, to stay in control. But you used that to stay in control while things were in chaos. And so you didn't realize that the Emperor is the one who builds the empire, but you already were in the midst of building an empire here. You just didn't see it until you finally make the discovery. So tell me about how you're healing from chaos here. It feels like it's a long period of healing here. The sun comes out. I love it. We've got the Ace of Wands here. And then we have the Nine of Wands. And look, the Ace of Wands and the Nine of Wands, I love when they come out together because that's 10 wands for me. You now get to come out of this dark night of the soul energy. And I feel like for a while you felt like the wounded warrior. You felt like there were scars upon you that you were just never going to get rid of. That you were going to carry these traumas around for the rest of your life. Because I feel like somebody here is really been through some sort of transformative chaos. Like I feel like it was things that were being pulled away, maybe issues with your health. It was like a perfect storm of everything going wrong at the same time, but understand it was building you to be this Emperor energy. It was building you to where you're supposed to be. And now that you maybe are watching this, maybe you're back there going, yeah, that's what that was about. The sun is here, and when the sun comes out, everything grows, right? Including you, personally, professionally. Your nails grow, your hair grows, you become new, right? And I feel like the sun is like a breakthrough. This is the breakthrough, the aha moment, the realization, this is why I had to go through the chaos. And it feels like it did leave you with scars. But listen, when the Ace of Wands is here, the Ace of Wands is more about excitement and creation. And now I can carry on. But you can't carry on until the 10 of Wands has appeared. And the 10 of Wands are here. The 9 and the 1 is the 10. And now you can drop all of this stuff that went on back there. And it feels like after you release it or relieve yourself of the heaviness of the transformation, now you look back there and say, I understand why that had to go on. And now that I am on the way to healing, feels like you're on the way to being more flexible. I feel like you're ready for something new here. Tell me about this King of Cups in the reverse with empathy. Yep, 3 of Swords. It did feel like when I dropped that card that somebody broke your heart, or that you were disappointed in somebody because of a lie or because of a ghosting or because of silence. The 7 of Swords is here with the Knight of Cups in the reverse. To me, that's the ghosting process. That's when somebody just cuts out and doesn't say anything. They just stay under the surface and it completely breaks your heart. The 6 of Swords is here. You were forced to carry on without an apology, without the closing of a chapter. It feels like you were just left hanging. And I feel like now that you see the situation for what it was, that might have been part of your dark night of the soul, that somebody just left you there. I feel like you now have the courage to move toward this new, this Fool and this Lover's here. I feel like you're ready to love again because this person is standing here holding the roses. It's raining. Their feet are in the water. They're feeling very vulnerable. The sun is here. Breakthroughs. The sun is here, right? It's like it's this whole reading is telling me about what's coming up in the future here. So I feel like the 6 of Swords tells me you relieve yourself of the chaos. You get out of the chaos, which is really beautiful because the 6 of Swords is going from the chaos to the calm, right? And this is about healing the chaos, the transformative healing that came after the tornado. And so it could be literal for some of you, but the 7 of Swords being here tells me that, there was heartache and heartbreak that was very painful. 7 and 3 is 10 swords. It was super painful, terribly painful, being stabbed in the back or feeling betrayed by somebody here. It feels like it was probably in an emotional sense. So it could be a platonic or romantic relationship, but this is the ghosting process here. I'm going to put down 3 cards. We're going to go into the extension. If you want to come to the extension, please look at the top of the top of the comments. There's a pinned comment there that explains to you how to find the extended. There's a link there if you want to purchase this one outright, or if you want to come to the membership where there's more than one. I give you 4 extendeds every month there, and that's for the price that you would pay for one of these. And so if you would like to go there, go ahead and look at the pinned comment. And also there are private reads there. Oh, sorry, you can buy this one off, or you can go to the membership area. If you want private reads, I do them pre-recorded. I also do them live, and I'm already filling up spots for next week. So I hope that to talk to you, and there are a bunch of sales going on for the live reads right now. So if you want to get in on that, take that link to Hypsee, check out my pricing. Let's put down 3 cards. We're going to clarify the rest of this. We're going to get more details out of it, and then we're going to talk about what's coming forward here. You are trusting your intuition. I love it. The 10 of Cups is here with the High Priestess. It feels to me like you've decided that inwardly you're going to be happy, and you're not going to tell a soul. You're going to do it silently. You're going to do it quietly, but your intuition. Now I feel like you're happy on the inside, I'm going to say. And then we have the Death card, and it's because of that transformation. I'm telling you, whether you liked it or not, whether it was terrible and awful and horrible, I feel like you're on the other side of that now, and things are about to move forward. It's taught you flexibility. It's taught you to be very flexible. And I've always said that you guys are kind of like the Tauruses of the water signs. You can be a little bit stubborn, even though you're not a fixed sign, right? You can be a little bit stubborn, but I feel like this flexibility is telling me that you're learning to be flexible, and that's what you needed to learn, is to learn to be flexible on the fly. We've got the Ace of Swords in the reverse. And we've got the Queen of Wands. Maybe you don't realize that you were in the Queen of Wands energy already, which is fiery, independent look. The Queen of Wands is somebody who's gotten through a lot of things. She's forged through fire. And so everything that came to kill her only made her stronger. And I feel like this is what this whole reading is about. Whatever came to kill you only made you stronger. And I feel like you don't have a realization of that yet, but I feel like you've passed the test. That you are now in the Queen of Wands energy, feminine or masculine. You're somebody who's resilient. You can get through it no matter what it is. It doesn't matter if you have to walk through the fire. You'll walk through the fire because you're resilient, and I think that you're coming out looking pretty good. We're going to go to the extension. If you want to be there, you know what to do. It'd be nice to see you there, but if not, that's okay, because I'll be back, because I'm always back. You guys take care of yourselves. Love you. Bye.